Now, everybody, Erik Ten Hag has had 100 games at Manchester United. In this video, we'll be rating his time so far at Manchester United. Now, for me, there's been obviously loads of ups and downs, loads of positive, loads of negatives, moments of brilliance, moments of disaster. But overall, I think you can probably give it maybe a 6 at best. I think there certainly is room for improvement. But he's won a Carabao Cup, come top 4, and we don't know, the season's not over yet. So you've got to give him some sort of praise. And I know many people are going to disagree with me, but I think he's introduced young players into the team like Garnacho, Højlund, the young player, Mainu as well. So he's implemented that. He hasn't got the full backing of the board, in my opinion. And with this new Ineos takeover, hopefully he can get that, because he has been struggling and he hasn't been getting help. So for me, you got to give it a 6. I think overall, if you look at last season in particular, I think we finished, what, 4th was it, or 3rd? We did particularly well in moments in the game, but as I said, there were some disaster classes early on. He found it very, very difficult to adapt. And some of his decisions, yes, have been a bit berserk, but overall, as I said, the positive, you look at winning the Carabao Cup, finishing top 4, we've played some good performances. We were so close to Europa League. Yes, as I said, the negatives probably outweigh the positives, because you just want to be at the best, and the positives are not the greatest. We haven't won a Premier League, we haven't won a Champions League, but overall, I think you can be fairly positive with the performances that we've had. I think Erik Ten Hag, we know he's a manager, and we've seen his clear way that he wants to play football. He wants to play out from the back with the high press. And yes, that's been very difficult for him to do at Manchester United with the circumstances that we've been under. I mean, it was a huge job getting him in. He needed to transition Manchester United to becoming one of the best teams in the world on the ball, and in and out of possession. But for me, he hasn't really done that, and that is a huge concern. I think some of the performances where we've consistently dropped towards as well is another concern, because we can go from playing some decent football to playing some really, really bad and poor football. So something's got to happen there. I think overall, as I said, it has been some moments of brilliance. I think you look at the games, our most important games, I think the game against Barcelona in the Europa League, both games, they were absolutely fantastic. Obviously, the Liverpool game early on in last season. Now, this season, probably not been as good. If you look at some of the tactics that he set up with some of the players that he's starting, you can probably disagree with. But for me, as a whole season, we'll assess it at the end, see where he's at. And he might not be in a job in the future, but as of now, I think he's looked positive. Yes, we're miles off top 4. I think it's 11 points now. So we need to try and close that gap for it to be a more positive season. And it is sad to see in the standards that we're at. We want to be getting top 4. That shouldn't be a name for Manchester United. We should be wanting to win the league, finish as top as we can. But we know we're miles off that, and maybe Ten Hag isn't the manager for that. But we'll have to reassess. I've seen many pundits call out Ten Hag for his decisions that he's made, and saying that he might not be at Manchester United in the summer. Now that is a huge statement in itself. Whether he is at the club will be fascinating to see. But certainly, I think he's done all right now. If you look at his signings, for me, some of them have been successes, some of them have been flops. If you look at the successes, Martinez for me, I think Onana's going to be one. Højlund definitely. I think Casemiro another one. You look at the players who got to prove themselves. I think Anthony, whether he stays or goes, Mount another one. They're 2 big players who we spent over 120 million on. So you got to assess them at the end of the season. But as I said, overall, I'm pretty confident with Ten Hag. If we change of manager, then we're going to have to continue that process. But as of now, he's looking like he will be the Manchester United manager. And I think he has been harshly criticised at moment in the season. I think particularly when he first came in, I remember Neville and Carragher kind of doing that interrogation interview with him, where they went in on him. So, yeah, you have to feel sorry for Ten Hag at moments, but he knows, and we know more than ever, that he's not been good enough, and he needs to do everything he can to try and make it right. He's talked about working with Ineos and getting in the implementations for us to be one of the best clubs in the world, but it's all about finding that balance and see how we can get there. So that was me rating Ten Hag's season Ten Hag's tenure at Manchester United. I would give it a 6 out of 10 so far. As I said, it's been moments of highs, moments of lows, but there certainly is room for improvement, and I'm hoping Erik Ten Hag can do that for us. But yeah, stay tuned, leave a like, watch the podcast as well. It was I think it's half an hour long. I talked about my favourite Manchester United player. I talked about keep Sal loan on every player. I talked about 3 managers who replaced Ten Hag, which kind of fits into this topic. So go check it out. Leave some comments, leave your support on there as well. And yeah, this has been rating Ten Hag's time. Let me know if you agree with me, disagree with me, and which other videos you want to see. But yeah, thanks for watching. Peace.